Do you like talking about Victorious and Nickelodeon, or do you not like talking about it? Because I feel like everyone always has a different answer. And I never like to just be like, so tell us all about Victorious, because obviously we were big fans. But I want to know if you like talking about it or not, straight up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any sort of problem talking about it. I mean, I loved the show. I had a great time making the show. That was one of the greatest times of my life, so and it's amazing to see that people still watch the show and people still love it. And it's cool to see that impact on people. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. So I think that's why everyone started talking about Victorious again. Yeah. Was when it got put on Netflix, everyone was rewatching it. I saw on TikTok. I was rewatching some episodes. I'm like, the shit was funny. Like, this was still good.
It was a cool show. Like, for a family show and for a Nickelodeon show, it was one of the more mature shows that I would say. Also because we were all older. I was 17 when the show really got swinging. So it wasn't like, we were doing subject matters for 13, 12-year-olds. I thought it was just a cool show. And when you watch it back and you're older too, there are so many sexual innuendos and double entendres that are in there that it's just, it's kind of hilarious that obviously the kids miss, but the adults are like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that has been going around more and more on TikTok, where you're just like, how did we all miss that? Yeah, that just all went over our heads now.
I'm sure people ask you this all the time, but would you be down for a reunion special, some sort of reboot?
Oh yeah, I mean, look, I think that was one of the, there's some people want you to backtalk oh, kids television, that probably must have been the worst. It was one of the greatest years of my life. It was like college, I went, all those people are my loved ones, and and we grew up together, and we got to experience LA for the first time together and go through adult stuff. And as much as the on-screen stuff is interesting, the behind the stuff was, is really the things that I remembered the most, is my friendships with everyone. Yeah. And 10 years.
It's crazy, right?
I'm getting old.
But does it seem like just 5 minutes ago in some ways, or does it seem like a lifetime ago?
I don't know. I feel like it's both things. Sometimes it's like, what I just, and they've broken down the building we used to shoot in Victorious. And then I was at the premiere for Now Apocalypse, and we're at the Palladium, which is just across the street. And I watched them tear down the studio I used to shoot in as I was going into the premiere of my new show.
What a weird moment, right?
Right.
This full circle.
Yeah, just super weird.
On Victorious, you had to do a little singing and dancing.
Yeah, I did a little singing and dancing. I dressed up like a woman. I did a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I did
Were you a singer before that?
I sang in band, really yelly punk stuff. I mean, I sing, but I don't think pop career is not in the cards, I don't think. I know things about voice that I would never know except for being on the show with those girls.
Another one? Oh, over here.
Hey, how you doing, bud?
Hey, pretty good. So, really like Victorious.
Great.
Do you ever think there could be a reunion, or
Victorious reunion? I don't know. I don't know if a Victorious reunion. I mean, I'm totally not the arbiter of something like that. I would be totally down. But I don't think it's up to me. But I think what I would love to do, honestly, is just wait 5 more years and do just the raunchiest college version of Victorious ever. I mean, the show was already on the edge anyway. You might just take it all the way,
Do you think a Victorious reboot would be good?
What I was about to say is so incriminating to my current job. I can't believe I almost said it. I was like, when has a reboot? Listen.
Do you feel like that show deserves a closing moment? Closure?
Yes. That's something that I always said I would clear my schedule for. No matter how much work I'm doing or how inconvenient it would be to get it together, that's something I feel like it's really important. And I do believe it. I think we all believe that.
So maybe like a movie.
A Victorious movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that'd be amazing. I want to do it. I really want to do it. We all want to do it.
Including Victoria?
I can't see why not. I can't see why anyone would say no. Who do you think would be weird? Who do you think would be like, oh, I'm kidding.
Not down? I feel like everybody should be down. Honestly, but
everyone's down.
Crazier
and
things
if they're not,
happened.
they suck.
Louder.
If you're the one person in the cast who's like, I don't want to do the thing, you. Everyone wants to do it. We're all buddies. We want to do this. The fans deserve this.
When's the last time
I
everybody
don't know when it's going to happen. We're so old.
It is kind of crazy.
They'll take it whenever, though, even if we're in wheelchairs, you know? And they should. It's like, it was so unresolved.
There was clearly no ending and no period put on this story whatsoever.
No, I believe the last thing I did in the last shot of that show, I was in a cheese costume. I'm not even kidding. I think that's what I was doing, and I was dancing to mariachi music. I know what you're thinking. A slice of cheese, mariachi music. Where's the connection? There isn't one. But that's what I was doing. I rewatched a little bit of it with Madison because she'd never seen it, any of it.
Educating her.
Well, she asked to see it, and she started putting on some episodes. I said, no, let me show you the good ones from my memory, because I hadn't seen them in so long. And then I forgot the runner that Matt doesn't have female or male parts.
Wait,
You know about this?
No.
Like, we don't know what Matt is. It's so weird. It's so weird. Robbie, rather. There, like, there's one in Yerba when we're in whatever the prison,
Okay.
where he goes, "Why am I on the girl's side of the prison? I'm clearly a boy." And they go, "Prove it." And he goes, "I'll stay on the girl's side." And then there's another one. It's like it keeps going. It's just like there's 5 of them I heard in like 3 episodes. I was like, wow, this is a runner we really stuck with. That's crazy.
So you're learning new things about the show.
Yeah, I don't like sit and watch it, but I watch it with her, and yeah, it's funny.
Do
It's
you-
really funny. The show's good. Holds up.
Do you feel like in the final movie for Victorious, they must address the gender of Robbie Shapiro?
I hope to God. Otherwise, what are we all here for?
Too many questions that go unanswered.
What are you, Rob? Maybe we do the first full frontal Victorious reveal. It's cute, though. It's like a Rugrats camera where it's like we just see the pants around the ankles and everyone claps and we don't know why. We don't know which one it is. And then it ends. Fund my Victorious reunion idea.
Nick Thing?
My first Nick series regular. Yeah, I had done, I think the first show that I did on Nickelodeon was Zoe 101. And then after that.
Was there something called Unfabulous or something?
Yeah, that was with Emma Roberts.
That was Emma Roberts.
Yeah.
That was okay. There's Unfabulous.
Yes.
Around the same time.
Jace, I knew all the girl shows.
Yeah.
Come on,
Oh yeah,
right?
Duh.
I know
that's
all
not a
of
girl
those.
show. I watched Unfabulous.
It was
Zoe 101.
fabulously unfabulous. Come on.
Seriously.
Right. But
Yeah.
you were on the best one, Victorious, right? Was
I'd
it the
say.
best? There you go.
I'd say.
Do you know how many Nickelodeon shows you've been on so far?
I have
or
no
productions?
idea.
Okay. I'm gonna run them all down so the audience knows.
Wow.
Everyone you've been
Jace,
on.
okay, now Jace has this.
You've been on 20.
20?
Overall.
You've been on 20 shows?
These are guest appearances or
Right.
series regulars or
Reoccurring or whatever.
or recurring, or even
Yeah.
I have like
Let's
the Kids'
hear.
Choice Awards. I counted that
Okay,
too.
perfect.
Are these in order?
No.
Okay.
This is in a random order. I don't know
Okay.
why. Okay, we have.
Well, that doesn't help. We
Yes.
read them anyway. It's
This
fine.
is crazy.
Read them up. Zoe 101.
Yeah.
Right.
Victorious. iCarly. Nikki, Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn. Paradise Run,
That's
Figure
5.
It Out, Super Ninjas, Winx Club, Lip Sync Battle Shorties, Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, Teen Nick Halo Awards, Nickelodeon Sizzling Summer Camp Special, Nickelodeon's Worldwide Day of Play, Fred 2, Night of the Living Fred, Fred 3, Camp Fred, Fred the Show, Cousins for
I'm
Life,
getting exhausted.
A Fairly Odd Movie, Fairly Odd Christmas, A Fairly Odd Summer.
Yeah! Big round of applause is happening. That's amazing.
Yeah, I've
What was
had
the
a
thing
fun time.
Can we
Yeah.
talk about the beginnings of Nickelodeon with you, with Victorious? And,
Yeah.
Well, going from Zoe 101 to Victorious. Like,
Yeah.
what was that like?
It was great.
Because that was a Dan Snyder connection,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
So did-
I don't think they knew when
they
I
didn't? Oh,
auditioned for
okay.
Victorious. I don't think they knew that I was ever on Zoe 101, which is funny because I feel like the Nickelodeon world is so small now.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did you not put
Trust
that one
me, there's a
together?
lot- there's a lot
that
happening
goes
over
on.
there.
Oh, and there's
Yeah.
always, yeah.
There's no communications
No,
involved, yeah.
sometimes, I swear. So, yeah, I think I had to push really, really hard to do Nickelodeon because I had come off in acting. There's like network series and then there's like cable shows or whatever. And I had always done network shows, which was like CBS, ABC, Fox, all that kind of stuff. And my agent at the time was like, no, that's not how it works. Like, you don't go from like being the series regular on a network show and then go to like a cable show. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I just want to do this because it sounds like it'd be so much fun.
I need to be on Nickelodeon.
Exactly. And so the first thing that I did, kind of went behind their back and did was I went and had a general and test it, which turned into a test for Hannah Montana.
Okay.
So it was me, Taylor Momsen, and Miley, and we...
Oh, you would have been Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was like my first taste of like, oh, wow, this is so different than network TV.
Yeah.
Like, we are dancing, we're singing, like everyone's like, it was fun. I was just so excited by the idea of doing anything with like a kids audience. Like that was, to me, was like huge. I just wanted to be in that space. So when that didn't work out, I said, there's no way I'm going back to network TV. Like I can't do it. That was so much fun. And so Victorious came around. That process was ridiculous because it was like a worldwide search. You could send in some videos, like the sides that they gave us, the material they gave us to read was all like one character. So like every single one of the characters read the same material. So it was kind of like auditioning for a soap opera where it's like you have to cry, you have to laugh, you have to fall on your face, you have to improv, you have to like do all these different things to just like do an accent, whatever. And they just, it was a process. I auditioned 1 month and probably didn't find anything out for like another 6 months. So I thought that one was dead, but turns out that was a good little ride.
And that had singing and dancing.
You could have been
to it,
Hannah
right?
Montana.
I could have, yeah.
Look at that.
But you know what? It turned out to really like work out. I'm not a singer, and so that was really fun to do on.
You sang on our movie though. You sang a couple of songs.
Traumatic experience.
Oh, really?
Like, yes.
You sang with Drake Bell.
But it's so like honestly, those songs make me so happy.
You sound so great in the song.
I had the best time, even though I was scared and like just it was so fun.
Well, if you're someone who doesn't sing often,
No.
it's very scary to get in front of a microphone and then go, okay, start singing.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Very terrifying, yeah. So hopefully Guy Moon kind of coached you through that a little bit.
Great. Like the song is so fun. Thank you, Guy Moon.
The next thing I wanted to ask you is for you to go back to the beginning and describe your experience filming the pilot. When you first stepped on set for the first time, what was your vibe? Where was your head? How did that feel?
So I had spent a little bit of time, like I remember we weren't like sectioned off, but I'd spent more time with Avon and Victoria, and I had already graduated. I had another project that I worked on that I graduated high school early to do. I took mostly advanced classes, so I only needed like 3 more. I went to summer school. So, and then I remember going into the schoolroom and talking to Ariana and talking to Leon, and we became close. But the only one that I wasn't friends and wasn't friendly with for a while, and it's now funny because she's my best friend, was Liz Gillies. I was afraid of her. She didn't like me. But then, honestly, I remember when it clicked. We were doing a webisode a couple of years later where they were like, if you have any funny songs and you want to put it up on the internet, we'll pay you, like $1,000. And I'm like, oh, sounds good. Because all I write is like little 30-second silly jingles. And I wrote a song called Strangers on the Bus, and you could see it on YouTube. And one of the lines was, your mom and dad were strangers once. Do you think that they met on a bus? It was wrong of them to trust each other because now they're stuck as your father and your mother.
Oh.
And I know, it was like and I sing it all like happy. And Liz at the end of that, Liz is dancing in the background and she goes, that one line, it's good. And we were friends. That was it. It's good. That was a good one.
You broke the barrier.
I know. And we've been best friends ever since. But I'll always remember I was like, wow, the mean girl liked my line.
Hi, I'm Robbie. This is a song I wrote about strangers. 1, 2. Strangers on a bus, they're not the same, they're not like us. If they follow you home from school, call 911, cause that's not cool. Call 911, cause that's not cool. Your mom and dad were strangers once. Do you think that they met on a bus? It was wrong of them to trust each other, cause now they're stuck as your father and your mother. As your father and your mother. As your father and your mother. Don't trust strangers you already know, even if you met them a long time ago. Don't trust strangers eating across the street. Don't trust strangers eating deli meat. Don't trust strangers eating deli meat. Don't you trust the strangers? Don't trust strangers, no. Don't trust people in general. Don't trust people. Don't trust people in general. Yeah.
So I remember being kind of afraid of Liz, but the writing was just really funny and sharp. My first line, Tori, I'm walking to class with my head down, and Tori's like, "Excuse me, can I get directions to Siekowitz's classroom?" And I go, "Hi, yes, hello, female. How are you?" And I feel like, and I've said this to people, from years of watching Nickelodeon, I just knew how to say it. And I remember getting laughs and feeling like, I get this. I understand the assignment. I'm here for it. I can't believe there's another one where I had to scream, "You're a demon" at Rex. And I was just like, man, I feel so, this is my element. I love it. I love this type of thing.
And so, Dan does have a certain flavor to the way he writes his scripts. And I mean, when he told me to be loud, I was like, how loud? Because I can get very loud. Yeah. And he said, do your loudest. And that's what he got from that moment on. It was kind of therapeutic. It was like a release almost to be able to do that type of thing and get paid for it.
While the two of you are on the couch, Victorious, are we going to be doing a real finale?
Boy, I sure hope so. The talk always kind of comes back around.
I'll be the one to just say the thing. It's looking better than it has in a while.
Really? It is? Do you know something I don't?
You little bitch. Don't leave me
We
hanging.
talk about it,
I mean, you saw what happened on Twitter. That was a positive motion.
No, it was
That's what I'm
big.
saying. I
What
mean,
happened
everyone
on
seems
Twitter?
like they're willing and able.
Well, the conversation started with Ariana, and then I think Dan chimed in, and then Victoria chimed in, then you guys chimed in, then Leon and Danielle. Do you want it to be a reunion? Would you want to put like a
I don't think it matters what we want, to be honest.
I think it'd be great if we all graduated Hollywood Arts.
Since we're all in our mid to late 20s.
Yes, exactly. They kind of left us perpetually 16, 17.
Yeah.
So to have us age out and to
Yeah.
grow up and go to college, finally. We've been waiting.
First kiss.
I'm sure Dan has a ton of ideas ready
Well,
to
Beck
go.
and Jade have, at this point, I believe, a 2-year-old baby.
Whoa.
It's something Avin and I just announced
Yeah.
without asking anybody.
If there was a timeline, Jade's definitely pregnant.
No, I have had the baby because
You've
I was
had the
super
baby?
pregnant like 2 Christmases ago. I mean, Jade
Robbie's
was.
still saving himself for marriage.
Could you guys imagine? I had like a Freudian slip because I was really pregnant too. I mean, Jade was. You're saving yourself for marriage still?
Robbie is still saving himself for
That's
marriage.
sweet.
While Rex has
Not Rex.
long since.
And all the times you had to watch.
I was an active participant. Real close. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Maybe
Isn't
we
it
really
great
derailed
that you
too
guys are
hard.
still
friends? This is adorable.
No.
Still friends.
We
Yeah.
are friends.
Smash?
Neither one of us we don't have anything better to do.
Truly, we have nothing better to do. I literally flew him out to see me last week because I had a slow 4 days.
But see, that's fun. And it keeps you sane and it keeps you happy.
Or does it keep us insane?
I mean, but maybe.
Keeps us something.
Did you see that Victorious video that went viral this week?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I sent that to Liz.
I had sent it to her like.
It was funny because she was the one doing the most talking, just in there spitting, just doing the thing.
but like, do you remember when that was actually like shot? Like when they took that video?
Oh, I remember the whole thing. You know what's funny about all of that stuff, man? It's just that was our high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was our high school. So like we weren't like. That was our classroom. These were our peers. This is what we had to deal with. That was our only real social interactions without, somebody trying to gain something.
Are you guys all still close? Like, I see pictures of all of you, then it still seems like, I know there was rumors that like, Victoria didn't get along, but like you guys were all at Ariana's concert and she wasn't there. Do you guys still all talk?
Well, the thing is, I'll reach out to Vic. We text. We're not like, first off, most of us are pretty bad with our phones, except for Ariana. she's attached to the hip with her phone. But like,
Yes.
I know I'm horrible with my phone. My family's like, hey, you good, bro? You breathing? Like, but like, I try to call people. I try to let people know I love them. And
You're
I
a
love
phone call guy too.
Yeah, I'm a phone call
We
guy.
had this discussion.
I love a good old phone call because we get everything done. All this texting and stuff, it's tough. But me and Vic, we hopped on a call last year. Late last year, and I know we're definitely going to kick it soon. It's just tough, man. Everybody's busy getting it in. I mean, I know my time is limited, and I'm just kind of making it work. I'm pretty much my own boss, but like for everybody else who's doing their thing, and I know it's definitely tough to carve out that personal old
Exactly.
castmate time. Like, you know.
A very political and well
Very
thought out
well
answer.
said, yeah.
You were growing up and having fame at 14. Was there a moment when your parents felt like you were being poisoned by it at all?
More like LA. I think moving to LA, and my mom had to move with me, and she and my dad were totally still together. We were a very close family unit. But, after I did Broadway, I booked this Nickelodeon show when I was 15, so I couldn't live alone. So she went with me, and I remember we were all sitting at like the Lowe's Santa Monica outside, and they had never been to LA, and I had to sign a 6-year contract.
Oh my God.
Kind of started crying. It was actually really sad. And my family was just like, what are you 6 years? Like, what is this even? What are you going to live here for 6 years? Like, with mom? Like, what is this? This is not how we are. We're like a New Jersey family and we're close knit and we don't do this. And we signed it and it ended up being like 3 or 4. But yeah, she would fly back every 3 weeks and I would stay with different friends. And it was she and I in LA. And I didn't really go out. I didn't party. It was just me and her. And she's the furthest thing from a stage mom. I'm a stage mom of myself. So she was just sort of like, okay, listen, if it makes you happy, like I'll be here. I'll cook for you. I'll drive you. I'll make sure that you're healthy and happy. And beyond that, I'm keeping my hands out of this. This is your industry. But everyone always loved her. Like I would go to set and they'd be like, is your mom coming? And I'll say, no, not today. They'll go, oh, so it's just you? I'm like, yeah, it's just me. To this day, they're like, Liz, I love your mom.
That's really nice.
They love her and I adore her. I'm very lucky.
And so important at such like a time in life when with sort of in the wrong hands, fame can be, I don't know, very warping.
Oh God, yeah.
So what was the first time you moved here like?
The first time I came to LA was for my Victorious callback, and I was so nervous but so excited.
You were young.
I was really young, yeah. I was 14, but I had never been here until my callback, and then my mom was like, do you think you could really do this? We'll get a place. Should we get an apartment, do you think? Because
that was a good investment.
They kept us waiting for a long time. There's like a long time between callback and then the next one and the next one, and we were staying at a hotel, and she was like, should we just get an apartment? Do you think you're gonna get this thing? And I was like, I hope so. I have no idea. And then, thank God, because what if I didn't get it? And then she was like, well, we got this lease for the next 6 months.
That's fine.
8 shows a week, yeah, on Broadway. That's what the Broadway
you
schedule.
started on Broadway?
Yeah.
How did I just find this out? I just found this out.
I mean, I don't say
breaking news.
I started on Broadway.
For introducing that sound to people.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
What's the guy's name?
It's Do You Want to Pee in Your Pants? It's literally a Victorious cast group text that's going off right now. I'm so sorry.
I was so hoping you were going to say.
I just turned it on silent.
I thought you were going to say Victoria's Secret model, and I was like, yes, let me see. It's a cast group text.
Yeah,
Group texts always confuse me. I forget sometimes that so many people are on them.
Yeah, they go off all the time.
Right? It's a bad.